All right, you guys. So what we're going to talk about today in depth is the tier one. And if you are a marketer or inviter, you're really the tier one contact and confirm. If you're a manager, you're handling the ABC. And if you're a manager, you're handling the commit as well. So what we want to concentrate on today is the tier one contact and confirm. And in a traditional physical model, the tier one contact and confirm would be the front door of your business. So you, A, have to let people know you're actually in business. And then you've got to control who comes in and who comes out of those doors virtually in terms of the clients and the partners that you're setting up for mutually beneficial relationships. Remember, every conversation, no matter how quickly it ends or how far along it goes before it ends, if it's to an end point where you're not going to be able to service that person on the partner or client side, you need to take it one step further. And that's because that one simple question goes back to the product revolution cycle inside the industry. And if you understand the numbers there and the magnitude of this opportunity, you get in the habit of asking the question, it's going to come back with money, with policies. Because if Joe Smith doesn't know about living benefits, he has a traditional term, and you're able to get in front of him, ask him this question, and continue the conversation, and he ends up making a conversion or an upgrade to a living benefits policy, you've done a great deal of good for the client side. You're still serving your mission, which is the client side, teaching people how money works, financial literacy, putting them in better positions, but you're also putting more money in your pocket. And that one question, if you talk enough per month, should streamline down into some pretty solid sales, and that's putting thousands of dollars in your pocket that you didn't have from not asking this question. So when the conversation comes to an end, no matter how quickly or how long it has been, do you pay out of pocket for term life insurance? Now, you can say life insurance. I say term just because I'm trying to identify and pick off those quick sales that I can make. That's a very easy choice for their side once they understand the differences in the two products. So warm market lead generation. Remember, warm market is going to be one of the easiest ways to build in the beginning because you're not going out in social media, the cold market, and talking to people that you have zero relationship with. How to effectively contact your warm market with prospecting is going to be up to you. I'm going to give you guys some examples today. This is just a straightforward, very, very easy approach. Are you open to looking at a solid business opportunity if the money is right? Now, if they answer no, you're going on to the next person. But once again, if you throw that statement in, I appreciate your time. One last question for you. Do you pay out of pocket for term life insurance? No. Who knows what's going to happen? They could hang up. They could say no. They could say yes. But if you get in the habit of asking that at every point when the conversation's ending, it's going to help you. Now, if they said yes, great. There are 2 videos that explain it. Can you watch them now? And I think that's one of the problems that we have as a group is we're not creating urgency. Hey, I'm going to send you videos. I'm going to follow up tomorrow. If that's not creating the urgency, you've got to get them to a committed state. So can you watch them now? If no, you got to tie them down to a specific time. They will watch the videos in the next 24 to 48 hours. Then ask, what email do you want me to send them to? Then schedule a tier one confirm call right after they finish the videos. Then say, I'll call you at a defined time, guys. Maybe it's a defined time range, but not just tomorrow, not just Wednesday, to hear what you like most about them. So you're already setting up preemptively a positive response, and then go to your sending script. Your sending script is very easy, and don't get your pipeline caught up because you're only sending emails. I'm going to send you the videos right now. I will both email as well as text you in case the email does not make it for some reason. This is a text number we're speaking on? Question mark. If so, now you've got the verification. It's a text number not only for the videos, but for potential follow-up as well. This is another approach, and it's sort of the same approach, but it's just a little bit different. It's giving the other side the knowing that it's okay to tell you no. If you're not interested, you're not going to be upset. It's not going to affect the existing relationship. So, hi, just, kind of cut through, get, the niceties out, how are you doing, what's been going on, depending on what relationship, how long it's been since you talked to them. Hey, this may or may not be for you. That, like I said, lets the person know it's okay if they're not interested. It's a stress-free, pressure-free conversation from that point. It lets the guard down. So it may or may not be for you. But would you be open to taking a look at what we're doing at Virtual Financial? You can combine them both together. Hey, this may or may not be for you, but would you be open to taking a look at what we're doing at Virtual Financial? If I sent you 2 videos, would you look at them? You're asking questions. If they agree, you have a commitment from their side now, and you haven't crammed something down their throat, which is very off-putting to the warm market. And then phrase 3.2, you're creating the urgency. Can you watch it now? If so, great. If you can't, within the next 24 hours or so. Person is now essentially scheduling their own follow-up and setting their own appointment. And the sending video script, same thing. I'm going to send you the videos now. I will both email you as well as text you in case the email does not make it for some reason. This is a text number we're speaking on. You also have the how money works, and that could be something that you use in the warm market as well. I just want you guys to get in the habit of having a defined approach, not just get on the phone and whatever happens, happens, because as you keep up with data points, you're doing different stuff all the time. The data is going to mean nothing. We've gone through this script plenty, but I'm working with a team of professionals from several sectors of the financial industry, teaching people how money works. Our mission makes a difference because America is only 16th in the world in financial literacy, and American families are paying the price. We're about to release a widely anticipated book, followed by a nationwide media tour and campaign that will reach over 100 million Americans in the next 12 to 18 months. We're looking for people who are interested in interviewing for management or leadership positions to help us with the growth we're experiencing both now as well as in the future. If you're open to taking a look at what we're doing and who we're looking to hire, I'll send you some information, then follow up after. Does that sound fair? Does that sound good? Whatever it might be. Now, if this is a warm market client, you're not going after the opportunity here. You're going after what we have as the free services during this book release. And then this is one that the company provides you guys in the inviter scripts, but it's essentially just a way to get in front of people and see if they'll do you a favor, basically by going through an F&A as part of what you're doing for training. So I just started working for a new company I'm really excited about. They do everything virtually like Amazon and Netflix, but they're in financial services. I called you because I value your opinion, and I wanted to ask for your help. They do everything virtually on the computer, over the phone, so nobody has to come to your house. You don't have to get dressed up, drive to an office. Our clients love it. It's really cool. They do something called the F&A, helps people clarify their short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals, gives them a plan to achieve them. Many companies charge for this, and some a substantial amount. And since I just started with them, and they do things so differently than the rest of the industry, they want me to observe 3 of them. I was wondering if you would be open to helping me out and being one of my 3 people. It's very informative, goes about 30 minutes unless you have questions, and what you do or don't do with the information, totally up to you. Client, you don't have to drive anywhere. No one's coming to your house. They just share the screen while you talk on the phone. You'll really be helping me by being one of my 3, and I think you'll benefit from it too. And then I can get your opinion at the end, and because you're one of my closest friends, it would cost you 0. You'd help me out, wouldn't you, client? If no, no problem. I really appreciate it. Just, letting you know because I'm pretty excited about what's going on over here. Once again, throw it in there. Hey, one last question before I let you go. Do you pay out of pocket for term life insurance? Once again, you're just throwing that in there all the time. If the answer is yes to they will help you out, great. I really appreciate it. I just need you to take a quick call from my manager. He or she's going to ask you a few questions to get that scheduled. He or she is free for a quick call tomorrow around whatever time. Can you make that work? If no, just reinforce. It's a very quick call. What would be better for you? If the answer is yes, okay, great. I'm going to send you an email that explains the kind of work I'll be doing so you have it before you talk to the manager. What's the best email to send it to? Send it. Also text it out as well. Okay, thanks again. I really appreciate this. We'll call tomorrow around whatever time you guys agreed. Talk with you then. And then make sure as an inviter or marketer, you're going in, you're updating the notes, you're booking that call on the manager's calendar so they know what's going on. So those were a few examples in the warm market. You want to find something you're comfortable with that, is along your personal brand, your personality, what you feel that you want to use, and use it consistently. I will tell you guys, if you've ever been in a sales environment where scripts were provided, you have people coming in, they learn the scripts, and they do very well. And then, notoriously what happens is, as they get a little bit further, a few months in, they really aren't using the scripts as well as they were. They put their own language in there. They're kind of flying blind going into the call. and their sales numbers start to drop. The scripts are there to help you with a defined approach that you can evaluate and reevaluate as you go along with the data points to say, yes, this is working, or no, this is not working, and make tweaks and changes if needed. So let's move on to social media. One of the reasons we use social media, and this is just an example, agent broker results from LinkedIn use. You can see that LinkedIn is an amazing site. We're starting to get more and extract more value out of a platform like Facebook as well. So that's what we're concentrating on right now. Facebook and LinkedIn. As we master these, we'll move over into Twitter, Instagram, other areas. But these are the areas of concentration now. Remember, as you are building things and as you're connecting with people, whether Facebook, whether it's LinkedIn, you need to make sure that 50% or more of those people are connecting back with you. If it's less than 50%, we need to go back to the profile, evaluate it, make some changes so it's more inviting, so you're going to get up to that 50+% number, because below 50%, just like a lot of the other stuff that we do, you've got to stop, reevaluate, and make some changes so that the rest of the flow can happen. So remember, you're identifying a certain type of client or partner. Who is it that you're looking for? You're conducting searches for that particular person. You're sending the connection request or friend request. LinkedIn, we do send the personal invite. Facebook, just send the friend request. And then as they request or as they accept the connection or answer the request and become friends, you've got a thank you message. And all we're trying to do here is just drive communication to the phone. So thank you for accepting my connection request. I look forward to getting to know you. If you have any questions about what I do, need anything from my side, or if I can help you in any way, just ask. I make an effort to get to know all of my LinkedIn connections. Let me know your availability for a quick intro call so I can learn more about what you do. Thanks. Have a great day. And I'll go ahead and put my name, phone number, and email address on there just so they know I'm serious about opening up a conversation. Now, if they do not answer or they answer no thanks, it's okay. You're still growing the platform. And if you are publishing stuff and having post activity that's around that client or partner persona, over time, they're going to see that. It keeps building value and credibility with the posts that you make, and they next circle back around 60, 90 days later and open up a conversation with you. However, if they answer yes, send the next message. Great. Let's get on the phone for a quick intro call. Give them two choices. How would time A or time B work? The option is picked by their side. Send the next message as confirmation. Great. I'll block that time for us. Look forward to talking to you at that time, or talk to you then. Now remember, the intro call. This is an opportunity, like a blind date, for you to ask questions, get the information that you need to basically pre-qualify and find out if somebody's going to be somebody that you can help on the client side, the partner side, or to networking or bridge opportunity. So ask a few questions, and then just kind of write down notes, and then if you want to pry into one of those areas they talked about, bring that back up. So what do they do? What's going on right now? Big events. How's the year been so far? Big goals or plans for 2020? Is there anything that I can do to help you right now professionally? That question will open the door, because most people will ask, well, what do you do? That leads us into a directed narrative. The intro call, once again, is about introducing yourself, letting them talk so that we know a little bit about who they are and what they do. You're trying to find out information like what they do, how long they've been doing it, what do they like about what they do, what do they not like about what they do, any specific professional goals they're working on now, any major obstacles holding them back from their goals at this time. You're trying to find a way to assist and serve that person on the client or business side. And ultimately, we want to know, do they ever look for, depending on what they said, additional streams of sources of income, additional revenue for their business, additional ways to get ahead? This usually is a leading question that brings up what you do. So no matter what you're doing in the intro, you're letting them talk, but ultimately you want to get to the point where they ask you what you do or how you can help them. And basically, a lot of the intro calls, I think the money works, how money works message is pretty good. So we teach people how money works. Right now, we have a widely anticipated book. I'm not going to go through all of this, but during this time, we're really exploding. We're looking to fill various roles to help us with the growth we're experiencing now. We're also giving away free services this time to coincide with the book release. If you're open to taking a look at what we're doing, I'll send you a couple of short videos, and after you watch them, I'll follow up. Does that sound fair? Does that sound good? Whatever it is, no, Great. No problem. I appreciate the connection. Let me know if you need anything going forward. Have a great day. One last question. Do you pay out of pocket for term life insurance? They said, yes, they will look at it. Then you've got the Seabolt video, the 9-minute End of Wealth and Retirement as we know it. And that, without our company overview video, gets the client and the business partner potential into one thing that you can send out. So yes, I'll send the material to your email as well as text you, then follow up tomorrow to make sure you received it. I can answer any questions at the time. Sound fair? And try to nail down a follow-up time. Next day, it's just a call. It's just a tier 1 confirm call. And that's all we're asking. Pretty powerful videos. What did you like best about them? If the conversation's going into an area where they're interested in the business opportunity, go ahead and let them know. We are interviewing. This is what needs to happen. I'm going to send you a 17-minute company overview video, and we're going to go ahead and schedule the interview. You have to complete that video as a prerequisite to the interview call. Do you understand that? Great. Now, if you're interested in our free services, remember that financial needs analysis is usually $1,000 to $1,500, but during this time, there's no cost, no obligation. Schedule the tier 3 with yourself or the consultant. Now, are they interested in neither? That's okay. Thank them for their time. Ask them to pass along the How Money Works message to anyone that might be needing our help or looking to help others, and then end the conversation with, hey, one last question. Do you pay out of pocket for term life insurance? For the rest of the new connections that do not set up an intro call, within the next business week or full week, you want to get back in front of them with the help message. Hey, Joe, I saw that you are, self-employed, and I want to reach out. I help self-employed get more tax deductions in a guaranteed retirement account. Do you need help with that? It's going to answer yes or no, or might not answer. If they answer yes, then the next message. Remember, all of this is just flowing. Great, let's get on the phone for a quick intro call. How would this time or this time work? Option picked by the other side. Send the next message. I'll block that time. Talk to you then. This call is a little bit different from the intro call because you've given them exact point where you're going to help them. So this call is about discovering some preliminary information about where they are now, where they want to go, what's the desired situation, and how they're going to get there. You want a list of questions to ask a potential partner or client that will lead to this information. And once again, don't get on the phone just asking random questions every time. You want to make sure you're doing the same things so you can identify as you go forward if it works or if it doesn't work. Now, this is going to depend on what you're offering in the help message, but here's an overview. Basically, general, what's the current situation? What are they frustrated with? What's the desired situation? What is it costing them to stay where they are? What would it be worth to get them to the desired situation? What's the minimum amount of work possible that we could do here to get there? And what's it worth to them, and how should they proceed? So you're identifying a problem, a frustration, something, and you're digging in a little bit deeper and offering a solution on the partner or the client side that makes sense, and trying to continue and direct the conversation further. People that are seeking new jobs or opportunities want to find out what they're looking for. If they're looking for a W-2 job and you can get that information quickly, you can end it, with the term life question. But essentially, why did you leave your previous position? Some people say, hey, I wasn't challenged enough. I wasn't making it far enough. I felt I wasn't going anywhere. Those people are probably entrepreneurs. They may or may not know it, but if they feel stuck, if they feel like they're not going anywhere, a lot of times creating something of your own will fix that. How's your search been going so far? What's your ideal position and why? What motivates you? What are your career goals? What can you offer the others cannot? Have you ever been self-employed? Would you like to work from home instead of going to a physical office or out in the field? Are you a self-starter that works well independently without daily direct supervision? Are you coachable and open to learning new skills? Those kind of questions, when you ask me through the responses back, you should be able to read these people pretty quickly in terms of what they're looking for. Insurance agents. A lot of insurance agents are struggling. What are you currently doing in the industry? Are you working on building a business or a book of business? Product or distribution. Production or distribution. How are things going? What do you like? What do you not like? A lot of this stuff mirrors the intro call. If you see that, what's your biggest challenge at this time? Are you working on, well, that's the same question. Do you feel like you have the tools, training, support, direction, and mentorship that you need or want? That's a big flaw in the industry that we help out with. How do you generate your leads? Company provided, lead vendor, self-marketing. what's your cost of acquisition of a client, what's your typical ROI or return on investment on the lead cost of the marketing, and basically, what do you want to do? If you're a producer in the industry, do you still want to be in the position where you have to make sales 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now, whatever that might be? At the end of the call, you want to make an educated decision on what to do next. Does it make sense to continue this further? Potential partner, potential client. If neither, make sure you're throwing in that last question to see if you can get a conversation open for an upgrade. Do you pay out of pocket for term life insurance? So if it's a potential partner, you want to go right into if you've made a decision that you want to continue this conversation, based on this conversation, I think I can help you. If I can show you a way to get to whatever the X, Y, or Z, does it make sense for you to take the next step? Next step is getting you some prerequisite overview material that can lead to an interview if appropriate. Sound fair? Send the information, schedule the follow-up, do all the normal stuff that we do. Potential client, based on this conversation, I think I can help you. The next step is a strategy session where we spend about 30 minutes getting more details so we can give you a step-by-step action plan. And from that point, it will be up to you to decide, take the next action. Sound fair? What will work best, time A or B? Remember, guys, this is very important. You've established the relationship on the front side. If you're going to handle the strategy session or consultation, there's nothing else to disclose. However, if you're passing that off in the assembly line to a consultant, you need to let the other side know they're going to be meeting with one of the consultants free of charge, and so you can set up that expectation that it will not be you. And remember, the F&A, all we're doing is we are digging down in and helping people. So if you want to look for ways to say what the F&A does, we help our clients improve their cash flow, eliminate debt quickly, prepare for emergencies, take care of themselves and their family, whether life or death situation. We help them with guaranteed retirement, tax-free retirement. We help them avoid market losses. We help them create and secure legacies. So yes, the F&A as a whole could be presented, but you can also dissect it down and really show what each one of those 6 building blocks can do for the client. If it's a situation where maybe an F&A is not appropriate, maybe they're saying, well, I am looking for insurance, I don't want to go through a full F&A, we just need a little bit of information so we can help them uncover what the insurable need is. So are they married? So does the spouse work? Do they have kids? How many? Their ages? Do they rent or own? Or do they rent or own? Meaning, is there a mortgage that needs to be protected? Do they have existing life insurance? If so, what is it? If they were unable to work for a period of time, how much money do they need on a monthly basis to sustain their current lifestyle they have right now with zero disruption to that? And what is the main reason that we're looking for life insurance? 7 is more about the retirement aspect. You can add that in, or as you're getting to the conversation, throw that in. But you don't want to be putting the other side in a position where you're asking too much and they shut down. So that's an optional question that can be delivered at a later time as well. Now let's move to the cold market. Cold market, obviously, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. All you're trying to do on the call flow, the objective of the cold call is to move from an interruption to a planned conversation or a first scheduled interaction. Most of the cold calls out there, as you guys probably receive them, they fail because they're trying to wow the person on the other end. You're just trying to, once again, get to your objective, which is to go from an interruption to a planned conversation and to make this entire process predictable. So if you are, headhunting, recruiting, you're out there, what are you selling? Job opportunity? No, thanks. You've got to warm these people up and make sure to show interest in them immediately to give them a reason to take those action points. So hello, my name is Mike with Virtual Financial. Have I caught you at a bad time? This is going to get an answer. They might say yes and hang up. Not a big deal. You wasted very little time. They might say, no, this is a great time. That's a rare response. Most of the time, what you're going to hear is, yes, this is a bad time, but what is this all about? 2 and 3 allow you to continue the conversation. Thank you. I appreciate your time, and that's great. Once again, my name is Mike. Most people would start cramming stuff down their throat here and pitching. You got to state your purpose. Purpose of my call, so I'm looking to get 15 minutes on your calendar for a conversation about your resume, your profile, whatever it is you're calling about, and my company. What you're doing now is you're causing a pattern interruption because most would go right into a pitch about the company, opportunity, product. When I ask for a time, they have no choice but to ask me, what is this all about? Could be nice, could be abrupt. Doesn't really matter. Stating the purpose of the meeting or the scheduled call I get a question out of this. Now a conversation is starting to develop. Ball is being passed back and forth, not one-sided. Thanks for asking. Going to respond back with my own question. Have you heard of virtual financial or wealth wave? Whatever you want to say, keeps the conversation going. Most likely they will answer no and ask yet another question. What is it? This is important, guys. You have to be able to answer this in a very clear, concise way. They've got to understand what's going on. There's no fluff, no long explanations. What does work is a reference answer on what you do. How have you served other people? What are we doing? How money works, all of these things. Helping them like you've helped other people in similar situations. Don't stop here. Don't pause. Get back to your purpose. Once again, I'm just calling to get 15 minutes on your calendar. Now, you're still not out of the woods here yet because you still have to deal with objections. Refer them to the videos. This is your out for the videos. Those are going to be general information, and it's going to allow them to get the overview material, and you'll answer any remaining questions during the call. Keep asking for the meeting. Once it's confirmed that they're good for a meeting, great. Send back to the video script. I'm going to send you the videos. I'll email you as well as text you in case the email does not make it. This is a text number we're speaking on. And then really, you can, when somebody says, or what is virtual financial, what is wealth wave, you can use the how money works message in that as well. We find that the how money works message is extremely positive and gets an extremely positive reaction back from the other side, even if they have zero interest in what we're doing. Remember, it's all about your mindset in the cold market. Stop selling, start interviewing people. Utilize a tool other than yourself to present your business, videos. It takes about 90 days to really fill up your pipeline on a cold market. Crush the phone, stay consistent. You'll need a solid follow-up system. We're talking about opening conversations. When you created the lead, if you never follow up, you do nothing besides create leads, you're going to find this is a grind with little to no results on the backside. Think long-term. It's a numbers game in the cold market. Connect with them on Facebook. Once again, you can use social media in a lot of different ways to build that rapport, trust, and credibility, even in the cold market. And guys, smile when you're on the phone. People they don't see you. It's going to be about how you sound, what you say, and how you present yourself. Stop selling, start interviewing. That's the biggest thing that I had to learn coming in here. We've got a great opportunity, but if you go out there and try to sell people, it's not going to work very well. If you start interviewing people and finding problems that you can offer solutions for, it becomes a different conversation. 20 seconds. I know that doesn't seem very long, but on the phone, it's a pretty long time. That's going to prevent the flight response. What you say in that first 20 seconds. You talk about them. Make it clear you're interested in their well-being, that you want to help. Remember, if you're going to put in money in a savings account, you expect that money to grow over time. When you go for a withdrawal, you expect it to be there. Same thing here. If you're going to put the time in on the phone, you're going to expect your business to grow. You're not putting money in the savings account, you're not going to have any money. You're not putting time on the phone, you're not going to have a business. Tip 1 for overcoming fear of the phone, action. Just pick up the phone, and doing it eventually lessens the fear. If you haven't picked up the phone in a while, it feels real heavy. I'll pick it up tomorrow. I'll pick it up tomorrow. The days turns into weeks. The weeks turn into months. All of a sudden, you've got a white calendar. There's nothing going on. You feel like, this business isn't for me. It might take 5 days, 15 days, even 30 days, depending on your background. But if you persevere and make at least 5 calls per day, starting out, it will subside in its intensity. It's not going to go away 100%. You can be a professional cold caller if that's what you do, and it's still not going to go away 100%. So just continue to do what you do on a regular basis. It's going to reduce the anxiety to a manageable level. It's going to make you feel good about yourself and much more confident going forward if you make promises to yourself and keep them. Tip number 2 is just duplication. That's all we're asking you guys to do. Find something that you want to use and use it over and over and over again, because without duplication, there's no way to evaluate what's working and what doesn't work. So when you look at this, it's really about having something for yourself and being able to talk to your partners about, hey, when I came in, this is what I did. This is what I decided works. This is what I would start, and see if it matches your personality, your brand, whatever it is you're going to do. Proven script followed to the T is going to help you build your business. Start cultivating the long-term relationships that will allow you to turn no into later. Remember, you're not forcing people in this company on the client or business side. but you want to start networking, building that bridge, building that personal brand out in the marketplace so those people can come back to you at a later time. Be aggressive in identifying, attracting, and hiring the best candidates. Remember, you got to be aggressive, whether it's on the client or the business side. If you see somebody you're interested in working with, let them know, go after them, make yourself to the point where it's not about spamming people, and it's not about the continuous just getting back with them in the same type of verbiage about a sale and opportunity. It's about building value, giving value, and building those relationships going forward. Remember, from their side, they really want to know, when you get deep enough into the conversation, is this real? How can I do this? And who's going to help me? And then from our side, we want to know, what have you been doing with your life professionally up until this point? What do you understand about our vision, our model, what we're doing, and what's going to motivate you? Because remember, guys, having a good track record, having our vision is not enough. You've got to have the motivation to see this out. Let the efforts compound over time to get you where you want to go. You've got to ask questions. Could you imagine if you went to the doctor and the doctor asked you no questions at all? He just started selling you on whatever he felt like he was going to sell you on that day. So do you know, do you realize, do you understand? These questions, once again, allow the other side to speak, shows interest in them, and starts to build interest in what you're doing. When you get a little bit deeper into the conversations for interview purposes, if you're doing the ABC, we have, a pretty straightforward list, but also there's going to be some things that come out of those questions that might spur on additional questions. So where do they see themselves fitting in? What do they want besides financial freedom? Money's a tool. It's going to do something. What do they want it to do? Are they currently working from home? Have they ever been self-employed? Business ownership? What kind of income are they accustomed to? What kind of income are they looking to generate over the next 12 months? If you had the magic wand, what does the dream lifestyle look like? Do you ever consider yourself as someone who can set goals and work towards attaining them? Remember, that money is a tool. You can't just be, I want to be rich. I want to be rich is not a goal. I want to make X amount per month is a goal. And that money has to be used for something. You can't just be rich for the sake of being rich. You have to have charitable causes. You have to have things you want in your own life, something that's going to drive you. That's part of your vision. Do you have some money set aside to start your new business? Remember, starting a business from the ground floor requires that, there's a startup period. And depending on how quickly or how long you stay in that startup period, it's going to affect your income. Do you have 3 to 5 years to dedicate to this? Do you have 20 to 25 hours? We say 15, but realistically, 20 to 25 is better for the part-time because you've got to have meetings. You've got to have the things that you need to do, the education part of it, to progress. Do you understand digital disruption like Amazon did for retail, Netflix did for entertainment? Do you understand mass distribution, selling in one area, county versus all of the United States? Do you want a higher contract level? Do you want to make more money through building? How serious are you about starting your own home business? Do you have a positive attitude? Are you coachable? We have the best agency building model contract with spreads, overrides, and renewals. Do you understand that structure? Somebody says no, they need to understand how we get paid. And really, we're wanting them to understand the importance of the cash flow quadrant, the importance of digital disruption in our own lives, how a disruptive model changing an industry this large creates a huge opportunity, understand distribution over sales, the freedom associated with a virtual lifestyle, understand the advantages of having a system to plug into, understand what a deal it is to access this business and platform for the price. It's nothing. If somebody says something about the price, they're probably not the right candidate because you can't build a business for nothing. Understand and appreciate what a staggering number this platform actually pays out. Understand what it means from a cash flow perspective to have something in place that allows for exponential growth with little to no fixed and variable expenses. We call that scaling. And understand what financial and lifestyle freedom really means. And then finally, understand what happens to market share in these transformations. Also, things to keep in mind. We hire, train, and support in all 50 states with a uniform structured business model. It's very important. There's no territorial restrictions, costs, expenses associated with the traditional model. This platform allows entrepreneurs exponential growth, and that's important. There's no driving around, no meetings, no offices, no physical appointments. You work from anywhere. Multiple roles, including non-sales roles. Business is broken up to allow our partners to gravitate towards what they want to specialize in. We're looking for top talent, management trainees to help with our nationwide expansion. Help us spread financial education and literacy to those around the country to put them in a better, stronger financial position by teaching them how money works. That's our mission. People can get behind a mission statement like that. You get to build an incredible business that will pay you extremely well, have a huge positive ripple effect on the people that you come across and influence. The system. You need to be able to follow a system. And I'm not talking to you guys as you guys. I'm talking to you guys for potential partners. If someone's going to be, off the rails, not doing what we're asking them to do, they're probably not going to find success here. And we're going to have no idea what they're doing because we're all following a system. Remember, the system allows you to have an exit strategy, an exit point where you've got these agencies set up all doing the same thing. You don't have to really oversee them too much. But the system also allows the average to become great. You're going to have a lot of high 6, 7-figure earners in this business who came in as average and used the system to become great. Remember, the cash flow asset is by far the best asset. Appreciating assets mean you have to get the direction of the price correct and you have to have the timing correct. Depreciating assets, consumption, we all know about that. But a cash flow asset is actually something that pays you to hold on to it. So once again, you could intertwine that into your help message. Hey, I help, insurance agents build cash flow assets in this industry that allows them for an exit strategy and more income they make now. Do you need help with that? So understand what we do, how to intertwine the language. And this came from, once again, Julie's presentation. Julie will actually be back with us Monday the 25th for some more training. I don't think we can put that on social media, but we can record it and email it out. But if you can, be there live. We'll put the time out. But, she has some great sayings. If I could show you a way to protect your principal while continuing to participate in market upside, would you want to see that solution? If I could show you a way to protect your money like the bank while obtaining a much stronger rate with more growth potential, would you be open? Would you want to see that solution? Did you know the government allows small businesses to save money towards retirement and its deduction to the business? Do you need help identifying tax deductions for your business? Do you own or you're participating in IRAs? If I could show you a way to get up to $56,000 in tax deductions for your business while also creating a guaranteed retirement account, would you want to see that as part of your strategy? Lon and I used that a couple weeks ago to close a deal. It's very, very easy, you guys. Are you planning to retire? Oh, one more thing about that deal. The lady couldn't get help anywhere else because it was less than $250,000. So you guys have to understand a lot of these outfits out here, you don't have more than $250,000. They're not interested in talking with you. We'll take that business all day. Are you planning to retire? Are you worried about losing money in your accounts leading up to retirement? Has anyone ever talked to you about recession-proofing your accounts? If I could show you a way to guarantee no loss while also guaranteeing a 7% rate of return on your income bucket between now and the time you retire, you want to see that as part of your strategy. What you ultimately have to do as you grow into this business is you have to be able to hold an intelligent and influential conversation about virtual financial. Not your job in the beginning as a marketer and inviter, but it's going to be your job. If people create conversations they want you to close, they're going to be relying on you. You have to progress into management and then into your own office to be able to do this for your partners. When people ask what you do, this is the greatest statement you can offer or come back with. I teach people how money works. That's going to get some curiosity going from the other side. And what your clients ultimately want from you guys is confidence, commitment, and the correct tools. They want to plan for the best, prepare for the worst, but also we all have to realize that we're all human and we always want to press the ejection when things get uncomfortable. Let me think about it means let me stop thinking about it right now. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the persuasive phrases. If you're going to get to the point of the conversation where you've had it, you've opened it, you've continued it and directed it, you have to close it. So do you want to spend the rest of your life selling, or do you want to come in with me and change the industry? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about this? Not 7. Here's what most people do next. If I can do A, B, and or C for you, will you move forward? How open are you to what's stopping you from moving forward? I bet you're a bit like me, and take a second and imagine. Number 1 rule of money is upgrade your network. I promise you guys, if you guys start making better connections on LinkedIn and Facebook, conversations are going to get better, and the quality of the people you start bringing in on the client and the partner side will get better as well. If you don't get serious about your money, and this is for the end of the year, this is for next year, this is for 2021, you've got to get serious about this business and the money, or you're never going to have a serious business. You're never going to have serious money. This is a trommel. It's for gold mining operation. The trommel just turns over dirt, gets rid of the stuff that we're not looking for, and sends the rest of the material so it can be sluiced, so we can find those nuggets of gold. The trommel doesn't really question anything. It doesn't, need a break. It just goes through the dirt to find the gold. If you can get in the mindset of being like a trommel and realize that a lot of the conversations you open really won't materialize or streamline down into something, don't worry about those. It doesn't take a lot of people like us in this business to really get it moving. And the Hall of Fame. Remember, the Hall of Fame is not done over one season.